it's important for us to think about what we're doing in our recruitment, that we're selecting students who already have a growth mindset. Now, we haven't done a formal study of faculty growth mindsets at Olin, at least not that I know of. Been, have we? I don't think so. But I do know that we also recruit faculty who are growth-oriented. We look for, in our faculty searches, we look for demonstration of openness to change and risk. We look for a desire to connect across disciplines, and we look for a yearning to grow. So I'd have to say that not only do we select students who already have a growth mindset, we also this didn't work grammatically, but our faculty also have growth mindsets. And it's really important that at Olin we have informal and formal systems in place to sustain and cultivate those dispositions among faculty. So I want to spend a couple minutes talking about some of that. So in terms of my own journey or evolution at Olin, when I came to Olin, I knew that I'd be able to connect with the design program. Before I came to Olin, Ben Linder took me through the user-oriented collaborative design class, our sophomore design class. I remember Ben taking me through this room, and I was in heaven. And I knew that I'd connect with that program not only because Ben was awesome and showed me around, but because user-centered designers are using methods first developed by anthropologists called ethnographic methods in their research. So I knew there'd be a place for me there, and I had done some of that work before. And user-centered design is so central to our curriculum. But I didn't imagine all the other things I've done. In fact, I haven't been in that class since, I think, 2005 maybe. But Olin's enabled me to co-create with Lynn Stein a class that I've taught with Lynn and then others on design for aging. And then later to develop and co-teach an introduction to entrepreneurship class. I'm going to talk about both those classes, the design for aging and the entrepreneurship class. But my story is not an anomaly. We do a lot at Olin to place faculty in interdisciplinary environments to help us retrain, redefine, and stretch. So we have a grant from the Davis Educational Foundation that allows faculty to take short courses from each other so we can experience what our students are learning and how. So here, for instance, I love this photo. Here are my colleagues, Oscar Moore-Miranda and Zhenya Zastikar. So Oscar is an electrical engineer, Zhenya is a physicist. This was in a course on electrical and mechanical prototyping. It was a week-long course that we took. I was on their team, but I'm always taking photos, so I'm in no pictures of cool things. But we were on this team making what was called a dead bug prototype, and our lights flashed, and I was ecstatic. And Zhenya actually, as a physicist, had never done this herself, and Oscar was helping us do it. He wasn't the teacher, but he was our team's teacher. So we have a lot of this, like putting ourselves in our students' shoes and learning what they're up to. So I was involved in a study of the impact of this program, and I just want to share one of the quotes from the external assessor's report. So this is a quote from a faculty participant after a workshop, and you'll see in this quote invocation of an idea of having empathy for the student experience. So I'll read it, although it's up there. The start of the workshop was an immersive experience in the sense of dislocation, confusion, and dread that probably every student feels when they walk into a new, unfamiliar class. Gracie, did you feel that in the entrepreneurship class? That sounds horrible. As such, it was a really useful exercise for me. I know intellectually that many students feel unsure, fearful when they take a new class, but it has been years since I've been in that position myself. And the visceral experience of it gave me a renewed insight into the dynamics of those feelings. Reflecting on this experience, even though it lasted just a short while, will, I expect, help me understand and interpret students' responses and needs in my classes better. So I love this quote because one of the things I really like about it is the admission that it's been years since I've been in that position myself. And it's true, we teach, I haven't been, well actually I've been taking novel writing courses for a year right now, but I haven't really been in a classroom for 15 years, and so it's good to stick us back in there. And it's interesting, other fields have these like credits, you know, the continuing education credits, but faculty don't have that in the same way, so we're lucky at Olin that we have this opportunity. And I won't go into it here, but Olin, also our system for reappointment and promotion, enables us to set goals and stretch ourselves and to be evaluated on criteria that are productively different than the reward system in many colleges in the United States. And in fact, in Rick's white paper, he started talking about that at the end, and I think that's really important to thinking about these issues. So these criteria that we have at Olin, though, are recognizable to colleagues from other schools who serve as external reviewers, so we're not just looking at ourselves and patting ourselves on the back. So in short, Olin's a supportive place for faculty growth.